What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, we're going to talk about the best questions to ask your clients. Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Thanks for checking out this video. Hey, if you are not in our Facebook group, link in description to Recruiter Empire. There are 10,000 plus recruiters in there. We definitely want you in the group. Click that link and join us. All right, so once you actually get a response from a client when you're doing a lot of outreach for recruiting, you have to know what to ask your client on a meeting. And it's really, really important because it all comes down to these questions. That's what's gonna get your deal signed. So I've come up with the best questions that I've asked over time that get me the ultimate result that I want. So I'm gonna give you those right now. All right, so the first question that you would wanna ask this client is, hey, what positions are you looking to fill, or what role are you looking to fill right now? So you may already know this. You may already know the answer to the question. That's always good. You should always know the answer before you ask it. But nonetheless, ask this question first because it just kicks off the whole call. It just gets everything going, and it'll get them to start talking about the role, the company, and basically just set the vibe and the tone for the call. On top of that, you pretty much need to know what positions they need filled anyways, so it's definitely something you should ask. All right, so the next question moving forward, maybe that took like 5 minutes to answer or whatever, but after that, the next question is gonna be, what has made it so difficult for you to fill this position or these positions, right? Or maybe why has it been so difficult, right? What have they tried, things like that, and I'll get into that in a second. But what's made it so difficult that we're talking here right now? Because you want to pull out that need, pull out that pain, and understand the difficulty in why they haven't been able to fill that role. All right, so this next question is critical, right? So ask them point blank, what have you done so far? Like, what efforts have you taken so far to actually find candidates for this role or these positions that you need filled? So do you have an internal recruiting team? Have you been running ads? Do you have any other agencies that are working on this search right now? That right there is definitely something you want to know about. So I don't believe in competition. If you guys follow me, I don't believe in competition. I think it's just a total psychological thing. I just think you need to be better than everyone else, that's all. But bottom line is you do want to know if other people are working on the search. It's just more important for you to know that rather than take on the search and then find out later that like there's 3 other agencies working on the same role. All right, so this next question is a gem, all right? Ask them point blank, what is the exact ideal perfect candidate or candidates that you want to fill these or this role, right? This is going to uncover so much about their need, their pain points, right? And get them talking. The whole time that they are talking, you are taking down notes, right? You're taking down every little thing that they're saying because this is going to give you a clear window into exactly who they would hire. So it's not only just a really good question to ask to find out who they want to hire, but it's a really, really good tactic on your part because once you find out those certain elements or criteria, personality traits or experience, you're gonna know then exactly what to search for and exactly what the best candidate is going to be. So once you are armed with that intel, you'll know exactly how to conduct this search so that you bring them back pretty much those 80% plus candidates only and nothing under that bar. So people that aren't gonna get hired don't come through you. All right, so sort of the last question that you would ask them. Now, I understand this whole call might be 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Who knows how long these calls go? But at the end, you're gonna wanna ask this one pivotal question, which is, what does your interview process look like? This question is super important, just as important as all the other ones, but it tells you so much detail and it leads into what I'm gonna say at the end, which is really important, so stick with me here. So ask them what their process is. That means everything logistics-wise, like when do you like to take interviews? Do you have a particular schedule where you can interview people? How do you interview people, right? What's your process, okay? Do you ask them specific questions or do you run them through certain tests, right? You wanna know all this intel because it's gonna give you everything you need to know going forward. As a recruiter, this gives you really, really good insight onto number one, what they actually want in candidates, and then number two, what their process looks like and how they operate with interviews. So you can know 100% that you're bringing them really, really good candidates in the first place. Then you can also know what their process looks like and how they generally operate with interviews. One thing I want to stress here is to never be afraid to ask a question. Just don't be afraid to ask them whatever you want to know about their process. Like, they're going to answer it. Like, they're more than likely, it's just a conversation, right? So understand, they're going to answer your question and let you know, hey, this is how we do it, or this is how we've done it. Ultimately, the more questions that you actually ask, the more they will divulge, okay? This is just how humans work. The more humans communicate and chat with one another, the more they open up to one another. And when that happens, relationships get formed. And that's exactly where you want your client to be, in that relationship zone, so that they trust you, you trust them, and things go pretty much peachy. So at the end of the day, they're signing a contract, you have all the intel, and everything's going great. All right, so last things last. At the end of all of this, you're gonna wanna flip the entire script, okay? So now that you've gotten all of this intel and you've written it all down, you have all your information and all that, flip the script. Tell them this. Here's how our process works. So we generally go in and we find the best talent, vet them, screen them, interview them from our network, and then we bring you the candidates that are the best and have you interview them. And the way we do it with other clients is we specifically find talent and then set up an interview and have you interview them ASAP. Reason being is because the market is so hot, we want you to be able to get your candidate in right away so they don't take another offer. 99.9% of the time, your client is just gonna say, yeah, that sounds good. The truth of it is, your client wants someone that knows what they're doing to handle this process for them. That's why you're on the phone or on a Zoom with them in the first place. They're using you as a consultant. You are a vendor. You are a consultant to their hiring process, right? You're a recruiter. So by doing all of that, they're hiring you, paying you to do all this stuff for them. They don't want to do it. They don't know how to do it. That's why you're there, which is precisely why they'll agree to your process instead of constricting everything down to whatever their process is, right? They want to go by somebody that knows what they're doing step by step by step and can just get the thing done for them. So if you can run your client meetings just like that and ask just those questions, then flip the script at the end, make sure that they know they're running on your process, you're probably gonna get a lot of contracts signed and make a lot of money doing so. All right, guys, if this was valuable to you, please go ahead and smash that like button. Also, if you're not in our Facebook group, link in description, join Recruiter Empire. We definitely wanna see you in there, and I will see you next time.